So an impression of Paul Craig sharing... No, I'm good. Not for free. Anyway, what was I going to say? Now I've got through those for the first 40 minutes. Right. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I've reached out to Manel Cap. So I'm going to figure out a time to do an interview with him. And we've got it. I was talking to Manel Cap earlier today. So we'll see if I can get an interview with him. I'm going to check the time in and see once I've done this video. And then I'm going to see what sort of time he's available to do an interview. Manel. Immediate response from Manel. That's what I like, dude. Reached out right back. Yes, let's do it, brother. Yeah. Say it again, Cap. Yeah. Based Cap. Because I feel like people don't know that it's Manel Cap Fight Week. No one understands this. People forget, man. It's Manel Cap Fight Week. He's Muslim. I don't care. Thank you for the 2. I like Manel Cap. Thank you for the 2. Who's Justin fighting? We don't know. We don't know. Gagei versus Mason Jones. True. You were wrong about Gagei. Yeah, I did say if it's being negotiated to 3-rounder, it would be Gagei just injured. But I guess they just changed it to a 3-rounder, so someone would be more likely to accept it on short notice. So it's not that the fight was still on. You know what I mean? Justin versus Gamrot. We'll see. I don't know what it's going to be. It better not be Dariush. It better not be. For the love of God. I don't want to make a video yet. I was going to record a video before I went live and discuss this, but I didn't want to make the video and then all of a sudden a fight gets announced for Gagei because I know that they probably are going to announce it today, so I thought I'd just go live. Good day, Piggy. What do you think? Who do I think Gagei should fight? What do you guys think? I think Ilya Tapuro, Ilya Tapuria should step in and save the day. That's what I'm looking for. An Ilya Tapuria to save us. And I paid for a hero to save us. Not gonna stand in the way. I don't mind Arman versus Gagei as well. That's a great fight. Turner would beat Gagei. I think so. Thank you for the 27 Swedish krona. Thank you very much for the $2 though. Justin would Turner. I think Jalen Turner would TKO Justin Gagei. I think Joel Alvarez would do the same thing. I'm just being real. I don't think Gagei will do well against taller opponents that aren't James Vick. That's all. Ilya or Money Moik? I think Money Moik is probably going to get the call. People really want Dustin versus Justin 3. I mean, Dustin could step in. I doubt he will, but he could. I mean, they're trying to build the Louisiana event around him. So, yeah. Thank you, Robert Bell. You're welcome. Yeah, thank you, man. Hear me out. Justin versus Fiziev. It's already happened. I'd rather a fresh matchup. Charles, no. Thank you for the 27 Swedish krona. Justin versus Huffy. Justin versus Sylvia. Justin versus Gamer. No Huffy. Huffy's fighting Bobby Green. You don't want to pull apart other fights to make these fights happen, and Huffy does not deserve a fucking Gagei fight. Stop the dumbness. Justin versus Sylvia. No, not Gene Silver. He's a featherweight, and he's not beat a ranked opponent yet. There's ranked opponents that are offering their services. Gamrot. I don't think Gagei would want to switch to a Gamrot on short notice, but if he does, I think Gamrot will probably lose. I don't know. Maybe win. Thank you for the 27. It's an interesting one, isn't it? You found some reasonable. I know some of them are, some of these recommendations, but Gamrot's good. Moicano's an option purely because he took the Makhachev fight on short notice, and you can act like it's a bit of a trend for him. Like he's back. He takes on anyone. Like that could be a thing. Other than that, I don't see many other options for him. I wish Arman would, but Arman ain't going to be ready. What I would honestly do, chat, is I would give Pimlet the fight if he could make weight. And I would make Chandler versus Dan Hooker too, whenever they're both ready. That's what I would shift it apart with. But, you know. Thank you for the $2. People will say Merab is a natty with a straight face. I mean, he's probably on EPO, but I don't know. But I do have some ideas about why Merab could be natty, though. Because I think intention of your move really dictates how much like energy you lose from it. A lot of people shoot takedowns like, I want to really get this takedown. And then when they don't get it, it's like their heart starts beating because something happened that they didn't want. I feel like Merab just shoots him like, I don't care if I don't get this. You know what I mean? And then his heart rate never spikes with like some kind of adrenaline in any moment, you know? Dream champ for every division. Flyweight, Manel Cap. Bantamweight, Peter Yan. Featherweight, Now that Ilya's gone, I think Lopez would be the best champ to have. Or Arnold Allen, because he's English. Lightweight, fuck it, Makhachev, he's grown on me a little bit. But Moicano would be fun. Pimlet would be a fun champ. It would be just a cool thing. JDM at welterweight. Duplessis at middleweight's fine. Light heavyweight Yuri. And heavyweight Big Tom. That's what we need. There needs to be more rage at the fact that Jones is sneakily and quickly eating at the prime of the most talented and entertaining heavyweight of all time in Aspinall by being wishy-washy on their fight. The fact that there's delay and the fact that a finite decision hasn't been made yet makes me very, very confident in the idea that Jones Aspinall is being made. So thank you very much for the $10, man. That's what I think. They wouldn't delay this if there was no hope. Thank you for the $2. I wanted Figgy 5 rounds in Brazil or something. Yeah, I know, something. Not Figueiredo in Brazil, because we don't want to do Brazilian on Brazilian, but something for Jose Aldo, you know, like a Sandhagen or a... Where's the fucking top contenders for him? Why is he number 11 when he has beaten number 7 in the rankings and number 8 in the rankings? I still don't fucking understand it, chat. I still don't understand that at all in any way. Umar versus Aldo once he's healthy. It's all good. I'd have taken a Marcus McGee versus Aldo over Zahabi. You know what I mean? Because at least it's then like a hype striking matchup. Like, it's all good though. Literally the most disrespected fighter in UFC history. Might make a whole video on it once he retires. Aldo did the company such a huge favor by giving McGregor a title shot. No, he should have given McGregor a fucking title shot. He pulled out of the fight with McGregor for the title shot, and then he fought Chad Mendes, and then he fought him again. That's not a favor to be a defending champion against a contender, but he's a legend of the sport, and he's served his fucking time in the sport to get some kind of like benefit on the back end, and they're doing nothing but absolutely drag his name through the fucking dirt. So yeah, 50-44 Font, but he's behind him in the rankings. I know, dude. Jose Aldo's behind Font and Vera, and he beat both of them, and he dominated Font. Didn't want Corey, though, because Corey might have a eureka moment like he did versus Font and hold Aldo against the cage. I don't think Corey could hold Aldo against the cage, but, you know, maybe. Thank you for the 5. You say that, but Aldo got a title fight coming off a loss. He did, but a lot of people thought he won, and at the time it was a very open division, and, you know, Henry had already beaten Marlon Moraes, so there were circumstances that benefited him. There's no obligation for him to have to fight anyone or anyone to have to defend against him. There's an open range of bantamweight contenders for him to have to fight. And they're giving him the worst of all the options every time, without fail. Don't get at me on that, dude. Fuck how they're treating Jose Aldo. It's disgusting. Hear me out. Aldo versus Garbrandt was the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, they could. I mean, there's loads they could have done with Aldo, but no, Zahabi. You know what I mean? There's loads they could have done with Aldo, but no. For us, fucking Zahabi. Jonathan Martinez, Mario Batista. There's so many options. Thank you for the 5. I feel like Bud Crawford potentially moving up in weight to fight Canelo is a horrible idea. They're not fighting, aren't they? They're not fighting. I'm a fan of both, but I think Canelo sparks him. Same here, but I don't even think they're fighting. But then again, I know Canelo's heavier, but his frame isn't like unimaginable for Crawford to overcome. You know what I mean? Canelo's just got like a big head. He's dense. He's got wide hips. You know, they are. Oh, they are. They're back on. I thought it was cancelled again. Oh, they're fighting again. Okay, cool. They are. Well, there you go. Yeah. I think he'll lose, but I don't know. He could win. If O'Malley loses again, will he be fucked? You know what's one fight about Crawford that I fucking hate? And this is why I don't like boxing. Amir Khan was actually doing all right against him, and he literally finished him with a low blow, and they just let it happen. That's something that really fucking annoyed me in boxing. I know he started to land on like Amir Khan like as it went on, but they literally just gave him a win once against Amir Khan for like a nut shot, which is insane, and they just let it happen, which is why boxing's so fucking strange. You know what I mean? Because that's like a championship fight, man. Like, legacy's being defined there, and he's getting fucking nut shot finishes. Like, it's kind of insane. You know what, yeah? Something about Terence Crawford. His Errol Spence performance was very good when I watched it. That was one of the few where I actually tuned in, like, oh, this is a huge one that I'm going to tune in for. Other than that, I sort of retroactively watch his fights back. Everyone talks about Terence like he's this absolute levels, and the Spence fight was very good. The other fights I've seen of him, I don't get the hype as much. You know, other than the Spence fight, there's others where he's had some good performances, but and I'm thinking, well, who was the guy that stepped in? Some guy stepped in who hadn't been active and actually had a decent fight with him for a bit, and eventually he got the read on him. He's a commentator in boxing. I can't remember his fucking name though, to save my life. Shaw or something like that. Prime Spence was different, maybe. But I've been watching back some of his fights, and I'm like, yeah, it's not like, you know, it's not MMA shit. But boxers would be like called an absolute, he schooled him, and it'll be like a fucking decision by 7-5 rounds. Sean Porter, exactly, yeah, but he finished him, right? But still, I don't know, boxing, just the way they discuss a domination is very fucking different than MMA. In MMA, if someone 50-44s someone and 10-8s them in a round and beats the shit out of them, that's domination to us. But then in boxing a lot more, I'll hear about this, and remember when he absolutely beat the fuck out of that other guy. And I'll go back and watch the fight and I'll think, they landed single-digit strikes around on each other and he won 7-5. Like, I just feel like the way boxers describe how the fights happen are way less like how the fight actually happened than compared to MMA. Anyway, before I get too far behind. Thank you very much for the 5. If you were to move to America, do you have a city-state in mind that you would like to live in? It used to be Dallas, but Luka moved to the Lakers, so Dallas is a worthless state of absolute shit with absolute irrelevancy that no one should ever go to again. Because there's no reason to ever visit there ever, the fucking dump. I'd probably go somewhere in Florida. I've got family in Florida, so I'd probably go somewhere there. And it's on the East Coast, and it's hot, and nice weather, cheap, probably more affordable than other states up north. Not as pretty based. Yeah, so I'd probably go Florida. Thank you for the 5. I'd go to Florida and I'd do this revolutionary thing. I'd build a house out of brick. Revolutionary idea that America needs to understand. I'd literally build a house out of brick. Because I know people are going to say, what about what if your house blows off in the wind? You know what I mean? Like, it happens a lot over there. I'd literally build a house out of concrete and brick. Revolutionary idea. Absolutely revolutionary idea in America. They've never heard of this concept before. I insult MMA Central to bring back the intro, please. You want me to fucking terminate your channel, do you?